of it. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Are we doing good? Are we doing good? Man, I'm gonna tell you what. I am in the middle of fixing the sleep schedule right now as we speak. I have not slept since 5:30 yesterday afternoon, and I plan on not going to sleep. I might end up taking like a 2-hour nap, but not going to sleep until after rewind tonight because I am fixing my sleep schedule because this channel this channel ain't doing too good because I'm not on here as much. So, oh yeah, let me get to because I did get a donation before, so let me go ahead and say what's up to that. All right, hold on. Pudgy, thank you for 2. Yeehaw. Yeah, it was a yeehaw song. And DN for 2. Okay, that's fine and all. Play Freebird. I did. Thank you very much. I haven't played Freebird on here in a long time. So what's going on with everybody? Y'all doing good? Have y'all been behaving? I feel like y'all haven't been behaving. I really do. Because I know y'all. Y'all don't behave very well. I feel like I woke up at 3, 4 a.m. after an early night. Bro, my sleep schedule is all sorts of fucked up. My sleep schedule is so bad right now that I'm literally having to pull this. I'm going to have to stay up until I crash. Because I gotta start doing more on this channel, man. And it's like it's woof. Woof. But it's alright. It's alright. We'll get it there again. We'll get it there again. Complexity's like, who can behave with all this drama going on? Yeah, there is some drama going on. But I am just way too busy over at the locale mines to worry about all that. Just saying. But I'm pretty sure there's people out there covering it. So what the hell is going on? What do you mean what the hell is going on? I know what I'm doing today. Commentary is commentary. Listen, here's the thing about this quote unquote war going on. People are going to disagree. Okay? And people are going to pick sides. It is just a natural state of things. People are going to do that. Now, you can either be a person that picks a side, or you can be a person that just watches the people pick their sides. Okay? Or you can be, or there's a third option. There's actually a third option. You can be a person that actually picks a side, but you are just way too damn busy to really go over it. That's my option. So, it is what it is. You know? It is what it is. So, or Midna comes up with a perfect. Oh wait, why is my alerts? Oh, they're muted. I'm sorry, Midna. I'm sorry. Midna says fourth option, stay out of it. Yeah, that's the one where you don't pick a side and you just watch it as it goes. But yeah, Midna, fourth option, stay out of it, 100%. Why would you do that? Thank you for being a member for 5 months. I finally called a stream. Also, Toast Xylie is cute. What do you mean Toast Xylie? Wait, I don't have a. What do you mean Toast Xylie? Or are you talking about my character Xylie? Ben says, I take sides though. I side with decency. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. Josh, thank you for joining the Just Saying squad. All right, so what we're doing today is the homeboy Toastify dropped a video 4 days ago. And of course, I was out getting milk and cigarettes and didn't get a chance to, let alone react to it on here. But I didn't even get a chance to watch it. So it's going to be a blind reaction. I haven't watched it yet, but I was told that it was a pretty good video. So, and I always love Toastify videos. So I can't wait to watch it. I side with chat squatching. You know, when you're blue, you're supposed to be on my side. I don't know what it is about my mods. I picked the worst people to be mods for me because y'all are supposed to be on my side. But no, you always decide to go with the grays and the greens. And then y'all want to start up like unions and stuff like that. I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all this is not a democracy. This is a Xyliarchy. It is my way or the highway. Okay? And you know this, man. I'm on the side of content, Xylie. And of course, here comes Luna Lizzie. I stand with squatching. Okay, Sister Luna. Okay, Sister Luna. I see you. I see you. So, all right. So, put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to see Toastify's video. If this... What is going on with YouTube? Okay, thank you, Toastify. Okay, Toastify talks fast. Let me put him at... All right, I'm going to do him at 125. Because Toastify really be talking fast. Bless his heart. All right. Everybody ready? Everybody sitting down? Toast got the motor mouth. Yes. All right. So, name of the video is Dear YouTubers, you are not the police. And apparently he's talking to Parlo. I don't know who that is. Brion. It's funny with Brion because I've always heard there was drama with Brion, but I never knew what the drama was. And he told me the other night, it was like 2 nights ago, that it explains it in here. So, Dogpack 404, piece of shit, aka piece of shit. And Ouija Pie, I don't know that one either. So I only know 2 of the 4 people, and I only know the drama with 1 of them. So, all right. I don't even know what color I have these on. Let me change the colors on here. Hold on. Let's go yellow. Hopefully yellow is going to be good for this. All right. Let's do it.
Alright, it's no secret that especially in the last few years, allegations of an explicit nature have become incredibly reoccurring in the online space. It seems like every week there's a new predator lurking, but with such a drastic change in the online drama news cycle...
Okay, I think it's funny that he dropped the DJ Academics. That's funny. Wait.
It seems like every week there's a new predator lurking, but with such a drastic change in the online drama news cycle, it is not as easy to cover as people want it to be. With grooming situations becoming so delicate, considering the possible harm someone has done to a minor, there are things to consider. Look,
the sad thing okay, so let's be honest. The sad thing about those kind of allegations, you have people out there who are randomly pointing at people and go, they're a groomer. And then when you see the quote-unquote evidence of grooming, you look at it like, where is it at? They just said hi. There was nothing here that indicates grooming whatsoever. Again, can we please take people under 18 off of social media and off of Discord? I feel like I'm going to be repeating this. Get it together, Xylie. I'm trying, bro. It's been a long time since I've streamed on my own like this.
Looking into these situations means balancing difficult aspects, and the wrong move could lead to the pedophile getting away or you getting in trouble. For example, if you decide to show sexual images of an actual minor, that is obviously not good. Although you may be well-intended, you've assumedly downloaded and then distributed illegal material to others, which is a federal crime.
Yes, Dogpack, or at least that's what you thought you did. Just saying.
And worse still, you may have possibly tampered with and permanently affected any chance of an actual investigation by the authorities. You would think that this would be an issue that many YouTubers handling these situations would constantly be watching out for, but today's video shows that that is absolutely not the case. Some of these online creators, either out of a self-indulgent sense of justice or just for money, have foolishly shown this illegal material to their audience, and in the process, prove themselves as utterly irresponsible morons who cannot be trusted to handle the serious situations that they want to. So join me as we go down an iceberg of sorts, reminding us again and again that YouTubers are not the police.
I'm glad somebody's making this video. I'm so glad somebody's doing this. And I'm sure it's been done before. I don't know. I haven't watched a YouTuber actually say flat out, "You are not the police." Um, it needs to be said because you have some you got some people out there who think they are, and usually the ones that are headstrong thinking that they're going to save people, they're the ones who fuck it up the most.
This document, forged by me and multiple other individuals negatively affected by their actions, will finally hold them accountable for what they've done.
Alright, for the purposes of this video, we're going to be going down the list from least malicious to most. Out of all the cases of exposés containing CP, a lot of them are usually spearheaded by kids, motivated by a sense to do good. Whilst I obviously support the calling out of predators, downloading CP in the process only implicates yourself further and gives the predators you want to catch an easier way out. And we're going to be using a situation handled by Parlo for our case study. Parlo, with over 450,000 subscribers, is a prominent figure and commentary channel within the Roblox community, both praised and hated by different people for
I'm going to be kind of honest with you. All you had to say was Roblox. All you had to say was Roblox. And I get it. Crash. Just once. Once. I want one of these people accused of grooming to put out a response video with them working in a dog grooming salon. Is that so hard, bro? Right? Right? It would be nice. It would really be nice.
For different reasons. My first exposure to him, however, came in March 2022 when he decided to release a document named The Lisa Files, aimed at another Roblox YouTuber called Lisa Gaming. The document mainly aims to expose the 16-year-old Lisa for a myriad of issues, including doxing, downloading and leaking nudes of fellow minors, swatting, unhinged messages, and ties to other individuals.
What the fuck? Doxing, downloading, leaking news of minors, swatting, unhinged messages, friends who did the same.
Who do all the stuff that Lisa's accused of. At least that's what I think this is, because this 83-page document is too disjointed and messy even for me to break down. It goes between a variety of people with little order, the structure is non-existent, it's split in two between two writers of the same document. When you've written the document that even I can't break down, you know it's bad. The main point of interest for me, however, comes far down in this document, with a statement seemingly from Parlo saying that he had downloaded an image of a minor's nudes.
What? Wait, what? Now, you may be asking what the F is this? It's a pic of some kids' nudes, and he spammed it many times. It's highly blurred, but yeah, I don't want to expose these to the community. I blurred it and then saved it as evidence so I could use it in this doc. Do I have to point out the stupid there? Do I really have to point out the stupid there? Why would you knowingly download an image of children in any kind of bad position in which we should not be seen? That's not your job to do. You are not to do that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God, bro. Like what? Hold on. Like what? Too many freaks, not enough wood chippers. True complexity. Good God.
Kept it as evidence on his computer, and then censored it for the document. Obviously, this is wrong to do. It implicates you in a crime which is totally unnecessary when trying to work on this stuff. A question I'm pretty sure I'm going to get in the comments is something along the lines of, well, if I can't download these...
Damn. Got Smaggle there. Look at Smaggle. Look at Smaggle making an appearance. Zeke, you don't understand, Xylie. They had to incriminate themselves for justice, right? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
These images, how do I go about exposing someone for doing this? And to me, that's simple. One route you can go is by getting testimonial and circumstantial...
Teddy, shut up. Teddy's like, I do like how they use Christmas colors. Oh yeah, let me fix this. Let me mute this again. Hold on. Let's mute the alert so when Jaded goes and edits this, the dings won't be killing her. All right, let's go. Oh, Wrong button. Wait. God damn it. Yeah, do it. All right.
Someone for doing this. And to me, that's simple. One route you can go is by getting testimonial and circumstantial evidence that proves it. Admission statements, witness testimonies, other messages that refer to it. The other route is showing a sufficiently censored picture. My rule of thumb is that I usually find versions that have been censored by other people. This obviously pertains to a legal issue, but it also matters to the question of credibility. If you, as a third-party investigator, look at the same uncensored illegal materials that a predator has solicited, you've just given a defense to the pedo as the person leading the investigation.
True!
You're essentially throwing yourself in the line of fire. More apparent in this case than ever. Now, Paolo clarifies
I mean, duh. Like, do we really have to explain that? Duh.
later that the person who downloaded the CP was actually someone called Sarp, a 14-year-old who wrote the other half of the document. But Paolo clarifies this with such
Bro. A 14-year-old who wrote the other part of the document. There shouldn't be any question why that document fucking sucked. I'm sorry. There shouldn't be a question why. A 14-year-old shouldn't be out here pedo hunting. The fuck? It's okay, Xylie. Bro. Verse. I swear to God. That. Oh my God. That's not good.
petulance as if it's blindingly obvious. I didn't add that part. My friend Sarp was the one who constructed the segment of the document. This just goes to show how little research you put into these claims. I don't have CP saved. I take these claims very heavily. A reminder that throughout this 83-page document, at numerous times during the document, in both Paolo and Sarp's segments, Paolo is the one being pinged in the screenshots. And after all, he's the main person pushing this document. He is the writer and seemingly the oldest person in the show. If it's your document, you also have to take some sort of responsibility for what goes on in it.
Yeah, you do have to take responsibility of what's in the document. If you're the fucking owner of the document, duh. What? What? Yeah, they're trying to play hero. Exactly, Ben.
And see how an expose on a seemingly disgusting creator has turned in on itself almost instantly upon release, because Paolo has written himself into a scenario where he's either lying and blaming one of his friends, or he had
Smaggle, this isn't the own you thought it was, you effing tard. You are either lying and blaming one of your friends, throwing him under the bus, or your friend is as brain dead as you, and you thought it was a good idea to have what is basically ghostwriters write your document. Smaggle W? Smaggle W? Oh my God, Smaggle was spitting. Crash, isn't children trying to stop a PDF files the textbook definition of live bait? Yeah, bro. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Smaggle won. Smaggle 100% won that.
had a gaggle of 14-year-olds essentially ghostwrite his pedo destruction document. Now, one thing you might be asking yourself is, how exactly were these people going to handle the situation outside of the internet? Well, according to Smaggle Daggle, who initially called out Paolo on this, Paolo first told him that he wasn't even going to contact the authorities over this. Yes, the allegations of spreading CP and swatting and doxing, not even worth the police's time, not even one cyber tip. I'm sorry, if you need to be called out by Smaggle Daggle before you report anything to the police, you've done something severely wrong.
That's the damn truth. He's preaching. That's the damn truth. King Smaggle.
And that's not even mentioning the numerous panic edits to this admission statement where the wording gets changed, swapped around, different perspectives. It should not be this suspicious. Especially when you say that you've been collecting this evidence for the past few years.
The document was released on March 1st due to how long the situation took to gather all the sufficient evidence from the past few years. The document took 1 week to make and hours of research, and the video made will not be monetized, edited by Sharp. Wait a minute. To gather all the sufficient evidence from the past few years, this document took 1 week to make. I hate people. The internet was a mistake. And I understand I make my money on the internet, but yeah, the internet was a mistake. You can't convince me otherwise. I just so happen to work here.
Although maybe we should have expected this when you're saying the document took a week to make and had hours of research. Now I do want to clarify that this happened when Paolo was 16. Obviously I'm being pretty harsh for his age, but I feel like this situation and his actions is exactly what people at his age would be doing. And I feel like this is the only way to really convey this message for the kids who are trying to expose these people. Please, for the love of God, get an adult involved who somewhat knows what they are doing.
I'm sorry, I don't want a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old working on any kind of story that has to deal with a pedo. I'm sorry. To me, they're not mature enough to do that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even want an 18-year-old doing it. I need somebody that has touched some grass, lived a little, worked a job, maybe 2, maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Teddy for $4.99. Imagine being Sarp's parents going into his room. Honey, what are you doing? Oh, Mom, I was just censoring a kid. Oh, my God. Yeah, Teddy, that would be bad. I'm not finishing that sentence, but yes, you're right. I agree.
There is nothing wrong with wanting to expose bad people for being bad people, but you need to handle this properly, and this is a perfect example of what happens when adults aren't involved. And that's why Paolo's here first, because whilst his up can be attributed to his age, at least his motive was doing the right thing.
I'm muting and banning every single person who's saying I'm not fine. Starting now. Alright, you're saying ain't fine? Alright, you're going on the mute. Paolo's not fine, you're going on the mute.
Okay, I'm interested in this one because I've always heard there was something there, but I never knew what it was with Brienne. Olivia, I gave you your wrench last week. Do you want me to take it back? And then ban you to the Shadow Realm? Because I will. Just saying. JFA is about to get hidden. What do you mean, Olivia? Don't argue with me. I am sitting here. Listen, I understand I haven't been around. It doesn't mean give me all your shit all at once, okay? Can I do my live stream? Is it possible? There, I yelled at you. Are you happy now? You finally got me to yell at you. I know I haven't yelled at you in a week. Are you happy now? Yeah, I'm glad you're on the side of content. I'm not on the side of me getting clipped saying something like that. It's a game I play. It's a game I play with Teddy and Crash. Zeke. Remember when Xylie complained about mod unions? Yeah, same. I remember those days, Zeke.
Plus, isn't there some kind of immorality in the fact that you're sexually interacting with like someone you're using as a source for a story? We'll believe you and say.
I don't know how we call that flirting. It was just being degenerate.
You said you said I had a crush on a CP distributor. Come on, man.
I have a crush on a CP. What? Bells can have what?
What? What was the DM?
What? The CP distributor one? Or what? That one?
You said you had a crush on a CP distributor?
Yeah, I know. Looking back on it, it's bad.
Why?
Right?
Wait.
What? What?
Why? Wait, I just want to know why.
Dude, I'm asking myself the same thing.
Our next subject is Brion, another lonely guy with longing in his eye, at least according to his Discord profile. If you've never heard of him, I don't blame you. Despite having over 200,000 subscribers, Brion is one of those commentary channels that got all his popularity from feeding off the cesspool of YouTube Shorts, which is why he's got barely any community relevance or pull on his actual videos. By the way, all these YouTube Shorts are now gone because I guess he was embarrassed that he built his career on them, but then again, what career?
But he's in everybody's chat, so he shows up in everybody's chats, or at least he did at one point when I was able to watch everybody's chats. Every time Lyrics is on screen, I think Austin Jones got out of prison. Crash, that's horrible. Crash, what is wrong with you? Crash, what Ah. Crash, you are going to hell in a handbasket, homie.
Of just pumping out uploads, just another product out of the drama factory with no personality. Although I don't know if you were expecting anything good from a channel with a profile picture he made using the Miami font on coolpics.com. So what's he doing here? During late 2023, another slop channel was under fire, except this one's got millions of subscribers, and she posted Jack's Film's house to her Instagram story. We are, of course, talking about Sniper Wolf. Now I'm sure—
Ugh, Sniper Wolf. Ugh. I can't stand her. Everybody knows that. Teddy, yeah, thanks, Teddy. I appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you for the $4.99, Teddy. You are the best. You are one of my favorite donators. And I'm giving you all these praise because I am not reading that out loud. But I do so ever much appreciate that $4.99, Teddy. Okay? So I'm hoping my praises make up for the fact that you are not going to get me to read that out loud, sir. But thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Flower Sunshine. Wanted to drop by and say hi. Thank you. I appreciate your very wholesome donation. I have Teddy and Crash in my chat today. Complexity. Sniper Wolf's definition of no thoughts behind those eyes. True!
Sure, all of you are pretty familiar with the saga regarding Jack's films, but following that, and her channel's temporary demonetization, some people decided to look into Sniper Wolf's other content, in particular, her Omegle videos. There was a lot of concern displayed over the fact that Sniper Wolf would go on Omegle, come across typically young kids, and either make weird sexual comments or dare them to do sexual things. Whilst I don't really think this was underlined by a grooming or predatory intent, because I feel like Sniper Wolf encouraged this more for the idea of outrageous content, more views, more money, it's still indefensible regardless. So I was a bit taken aback when Brion was out here posting clips of these Omegle videos and these kids doing sexual things on Twitter for thousands of likes. Now, I don't think the content here would technically qualify as CP, but Brion has gone on record and states he fully believes it is, which makes his treatment of these clips far more idiotic and insane, as in all of these videos, the faces of the kids are completely left uncensored.
Oh my god, so it's basically another dog pack situation, in a sense. He literally, hold on. Why are y'all so stupid? Why? Like, why? Why are y'all so dumb? What is wrong with you? Bro. No.
More idiotic and insane, as in all of these videos, the faces of the kids are completely left uncensored. Remember, these kids were initially recorded without their knowledge, did embarrassing sexual stuff with their faces directly in view, and were published to 2.5 million views. The last thing you should do is spread this footage further with their faces. And the fact that Brion didn't bother to censor the faces, but still was able to edit his Twitter watermark into it is infuriating. It's so blatant that this guy's motive was lazy clout and attention rather than actual ethical reporting. Maybe then it's karmic justice that the Twitter account Brion was plastering over these clips was then suspended. But instead of stepping back, taking notes and proceeding with further caution when covering discussing topics, he decided to make a new account and posted about how there was some grand conspiracy against him by Twitter. Now seeing this, some of you might be a little shocked at such a brash and profound level of unprofessionalism, but I wasn't. I wasn't shocked at all because considering his history, this is exactly what Brion would do. Back in 2022, this man was one of the people leading the charge against Meowba. Yes, that Meowba, the one from TikTok that everyone hates. I don't want to get too deep into the whole situation because it's a rabbit hole on its—
Wait, why do I know that name? Why do I know the name Meowba? Somebody give me a TLDR. Why do I know that name? Lily, thank you for the 10. I appreciate it. This was the good old Spurg Alert days. VTuber who says slurs. Okay. Tom did a video. Sadistic. Okay. They were at now recording. Okay, I'll have to go back and look. Because I remember the name. I just don't remember what it was. Meowba was on the dock on the radio, I think, because they got canceled for saying the N-word. Oh. Okay. So I'm not crazy for remembering that name then. Meaden, I don't believe you. Ah, okay, Verse. Thank you. Okay.
its own, but the base allegation is that Miyabu was involved in some stuff relating to CP and self-harm. So thank God.
Okay, none of you told me that. None of you told me that part. Not a damn one of you told me that part. Not a damn one of you told me that part. Yeah, that escalated quickly, didn't it? Okay, we're gonna listen to it again because apparently I stopped it before I asked. I stopped it before the answer came. Okay, here we go.
Miyabu, the one from TikTok that everyone hates. I don't want to get too deep into the whole situation because it's a rabbit hole on its own, but the base allegation is that Miyabu was involved in some stuff relating to CP and self-harm. So
Well, damn. Okay. There we go. Well, I won't go to y'all for information anymore.
thank God that our best investigator is on the case. Yes, I know a lot of people have complimented my work and handling of these situations, but clearly I should be educating myself from the experts, because apparently the right way to go about these cases is falling in love with your 15-year-old source and wanting to let her drink your blood.
What? Wait, what? No. 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 We are not doing this. We are not doing this. I will stop this shit right now and turn this shit around. Wait. Is he talking about Brion or is he talking about Meowba? Wait.
So thank God that our best investigator is on the case. Yes, I know a lot of people have complimented my work and handling of these situations, but clearly I should be educating myself from the experts, because apparently the right way to go about these cases is falling in love with your 15-year-old source and wanting to let her drink your blood.
He's talking about Brion. Oh my God. Okay, we need to implement the buddy system. Everybody in chat, grab a buddy. All right? And y'all gonna sit quietly on the bus and hold each other's hands. All right? And we're gonna get through this together. All right? I have Pumpkin. Pumpkin's over here with me. She is my buddy. All right? But buddy up, grab a buddy. We're going to get through this together. All right? We're gonna get through this together. I swear to God.
The person in question is Fried Tofu, someone who claimed to be a victim of Meowba, and whilst talking to her and working on the case, Brion caught feelings, and well, yeah. And I mean, anyways, I think you're cute, and I know I'm 18, but that's 2 years difference, and no one said anything about dating or blah blah blah, so, okay, just to clear that up. Oh, thank you. I'll simp even harder. But you're 18. You don't get it. Look at your role. Yippee! This is referring to a special role he gave to her on his Discord server, which is ironically called Brion's Basement. I'd like—
Oh God. Oh my God. Platinum, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Been a while, Xylie. Did you miss my pestering? Believe me, Platinum, they've been pestering me now for however long I've been live. Okay? Don't worry. They've made up for you not pestering me. I promise you.
let her drink my blood. I'm such a simp. Yeah, she's cute, lol. Oop. I have a crush on a CP distributor. Els can have her though, because I got work. Okay, before we get into the specifics of all this—
Why would you say that? Like, why? Oh, God. Crash for 10. See, Xylie, this is what I love about your streams. Every one of them is like the most fucked up episode of the Magic School Bus, and Miss Frizzle swears like a sailor. Fuck off, Crash. Crash, fuck you. you even got an LOL from Teddy on that one. Fuck off. Oh my God, I fucking hate it here, bro. I hate it. Complexity. Wasn't Meowble the one who put pics on Reddit for pedo bait? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I remember the name, but I don't remember the story behind the name. But I do remember the name, and I do remember like there was a controversy. I just don't remember what it was. And sent a vial of blood. Been a minute since I watched Tom's video. Yeah, I just remember the name. I just don't remember what it was. There's so much fucked up shit on the internet. Sometimes things start to run together. And I don't think I ever covered that one, so I don't remember it. You know what I mean? So, maybe? Kiku, I see Xylie more as Judge Judy than Miss Frizzle. We know, Kiku. We know. Thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it.
Let me explain that comment. The reason why he calls her a CP distributor is because I believe she had a history of posting on NSFW Twitter circles as a minor. But why is that the one thing you focus on when you're crushing on her? Maybe it could be a joke, but considering all these other messages, I find that hard to believe.
A selfie of fried tofu with blood around her lips, licking it in a... Oh, God. What? So which one of us is Arnold? I have no idea, Platinum. I have no idea. Thank you.
Anyways, it seems like Brion has taken his notes on YouTuber investigations from good old homeboy Edwin. Again, Fried Tofu came to Brion as a victim so he could tell a story to the public, and his response is to flirt with her. When handling these situations, you have to keep ethical boundaries, and there has to be some degree of separation. I'm not saying you have to be totally cold, but flirting is obviously too much, and it could jeopardize the whole investigation. What if you have a relationship and it goes sour? How does that affect your bias in the situation, or others who may be coming out about their experience if Fried Tofu wants to step back? Your entire thing could just collapse in an instant because you wanted to take a 15-year-old down to Brion's basement. Bottom of the line, this is not the time or place to find your soulmate. Special Victims Unit.
No, it's not. And when you're working a case or a story or something like that, honestly, you need to keep it professional, like tip-top professional. I mean, I had to learn the hard way not even to be friendly. Like, I stopped doing like cases where I'm doing live streams and I'm like talking directly with the like the victims or whatever. And this is before the Colleen Ballinger stuff, but I already knew Adam at that point. But like I had, oh God, I think it was like a 4 or 5 live stream, like, you know, a string of live streams. And I talked to some of the girls that were part of that, and they ended up like, let's put it this way, I learned my lesson. Don't get close at all. Not even friendly. Not even friendly. What's up, Twiggy?
Is not your Tinder. Brion has since gone on to defend himself from the situation in a number of ways, including the, actually it wasn't a 3-year age gap, it was actually 2 years, 10 months.
She, at the time I was talking to her, she was turning 16, like 3 weeks away, essentially.
Well, she was
This
15.
in
Let's not frame it like
September.
that. She was 15.
I'll go off the age gap, which is 2 years and 10 months, as far as I'm aware. Because,
You just said 3 years, man. Doesn't have to be. It's accurate.
that's still, I mean, if we want, I guess if we want to be technical, that is 2 years
Wait.
and 10
You're
months.
being
It's
technical
2
right now. I'm
years.
just
like,
gonna- hold on,
I mean,
hold on,
close to
hold on,
3,
hold on.
There's also, well, actually, she has a thing for blood, not me.
It backfired
sorry.
because it leaked, and people saw it, and now they think like I have the blood when I don't have the blood. She was the one, and she admitted this to me. It was her, and people are accusing me of having it.
Lyrics is sitting there like, bro, shut the fuck up. Look at Lyrics' face. Lyrics is like, why am I here? Oh my God, no. No, I hate this. I'm gonna cuss Toastify out for this. I'm gonna cuss him out for this. I swear to God. The next Cabal meeting, Toastify is getting cussed out.
And I don't even see why. Like, why does
Brown,
this...
I'm gonna help you out, my brother. I'm gonna
Yeah.
help you out, okay? Saying, like, dude, she's the 15-year-old's the one who had the blood, so it actually wasn't my fault. Like, you're not using the best arguments to defend yourself.
And who could forget what he said that his DMs, where he says he's going to simp for her, says he has a crush on her, compliments her looks, and engages in what he knew was her sexual interest.
Hello? Hello? Jesus
That all
Christ.
apparently wasn't flirting. We are all misinformed because that was some highbrow satire.
Yeah, she is cute, lol. Oop. I have a crush on a CP distributor. Bells can have her, though, because I got work.
Bells was one of the people who I was working with. I mean, I don't...
Okay, so it was... But the context you're saying is like this a meme?
That was supposed to be like... It's just hard to... I don't know. It's...
What?
It's a disaster, that's what it is. But,
I agree.
no, that was satirical. That wasn't, like, you know,
Okay.
meant to...
Dude, Brielle, you're
It
doing
was
a
a-
horrible
it was a
job
really-
defending yourself, dude. Dude, it's not...
This one's gone under the radar as well, when he says that when he was calling her cute, he meant it in a fatherly way. Then it turned to him saying, I actually didn't mean what I was saying, it was a joke. Oh, sorry, actually, never mind. He did mean what he said.
I called her cute simply as a compliment to her looks. There was no sexual or romantic attraction or feelings of any sort. I just found her to be cute, and I don't see an issue with complimenting someone who is 2 and 3 years younger. But so he kept switching up his excuses then. I hate people. This is why I don't leave the house. This is why I don't talk to very many people online. Like really talk to people. Like, I don't do DMs. This is why. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why. So when people like send me friend requests or they go, hey, Xylie, can I DM you? And my automatic answer is, I don't do DMs. This is why. This is why. Right here. This is why. Oh my God.
And to top it all off, get ready for the lawsuit, YouTuber with 400 subscribers. Damn, turns out the real Omegle clips were the bipolar 15-year-old Discord egos we made uncomfortable along the way. Now, some people have gone as far as to accuse Brion of pedophilia and grooming based on what he's done and said, which I don't exactly agree with because there wasn't a relationship. This isn't enough to make such a claim. The girl herself even made that point. But you know what? I don't feel bad if people call him one, because when you have such a standard that you will just knowingly post falsified screenshots slandering your own critics as pedophiles, I do not care that you get the same back.
Well, somebody sent it to me. I just posted.
That's called karma. That's called karma. If you're gonna go out there and you're gonna slander people and call them shit, it's almost like oh my God, I almost said his name wrong. It's almost like the Bo Black shit with him coming out non-binary. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, would I do it? No, I can't in good conscience do it myself. But if he gets shit for that, that's karma, because look how he treated Tipster when Tipster came out as pansexual. And all that shit he talked about with Tipster. Am I supposed to feel sorry for you on the shit you're getting for coming out as non-binary? No. That's called karma. Sorry. Sorry about it. You get what you give. Zeke for 5. Oh, okay, Zeke. I am not saying that out loud, okay? But nice fucking try. Thank you for the 5, Zeke. You're amazing. Thank you for giving money to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am not reading that shit out loud. That was disgusting. Ugh. God, y'all are trying to get me hemmed up. What is wrong with y'all? Good God. Thank you, Ann Stan. Thank you.
It saying I don't give a
Why didn't you fact check it, Mr. Brown?
because I did not feel like it because I did not care.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I ain't getting in trouble for that one. Here we go. Let's just remove the wording in that one. Okay, there we go. Just saying. But thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. But that was a little bit too much.
I will be totally honest about that.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back.
Because sent it to me, I just posted it saying I don't give a
Why didn't you fact check it, Mr. Brown?
because I did not feel like it because I did not care. I will be totally honest about that. I knew it likely could have been fake, but I didn't care.
Uh,
Well,
Mr.
that's not
What?
exactly fair. I was being very careful in my research and my words when I made my video on you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. By going past the definition.
If there's anything to take away from this segment, it's that out of every YouTuber you
He literally admitted that he didn't. Oh, I gotta listen to that again. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I gotta listen to that again.
said, which I don't exactly agree with because there wasn't a relationship, this isn't enough to make such a claim, the girl herself even made that point. But you know what? I don't feel bad if people call him one, because when you have such a standard that you will just knowingly post falsified screenshots slandering your own critics as pedophiles, I do not care that you get the same back.
Well, somebody sent it to me. I just posted it saying I don't give a
Why didn't you fact check it, Mr. Brown?
because I did not feel like it, because I did not care. I will be totally honest about that. I knew
How are you gonna come out with an allegation and not fact check? Come on, you gotta do better than that. You can't do that. I mean, it's bad enough, like, if you're on a live stream and, like, you say stupid shit. Been there, done that. But, like, bro, it can't be because you didn't care. What? DN. Mama Max targeted the wrong vampire pedos. My buddies are the Leviathans. They should be coming soon. I know that's right. Thank you.
it likely could have been fake, but I didn't care.
Well,
Mr.
that's not
Brown.
exactly fair. I was being very careful in my research and my words when I made my video on you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. By going past the definition.
If there's anything to take away from this segment, it's that out of every YouTuber you could go to for coverage on a serious topic, Brion is one of the least competent and skirts by because he mostly just parrots the popular opinion again and again, and no one can produce one singular slam dunk that would absolutely have him dead to rights. In reality, I don't think anyone really expected any integrity or competence from Brion. This is the kind of guy who writes salty multi-paragraph tweets because Sensitive Society alluded to him stealing his thumbnails. This is one of the many flies in the box of fruit that hopped on the completely baseless Nick A30 drama. This is the kind of guy who briefly disguised his alt account to pretend to be someone else just to defend himself on Twitter. So it's understandable that
Wait, what?
this is one of the many flies in the box of fruit that hopped on the completely baseless Nick A30 drama. This is the kind of guy who briefly disguised his alt account to pretend to be someone else just to defend himself on Twitter.
To defend. Oh, that's crazy. That's cringe. Cringe.
So it's understandable that those who knew him didn't have high hopes to begin with. He is, and always will be, a clout-starved cretin who will do everything and anything to get a higher standing with others.
Okay, this doesn't matter in terms of like if you guys want to believe me or not.
Hold on, Brio. What do you mean by you said this isn't going to end or whatever?
It's not. It. I know I'm not going to change your opinions, but it's not going to do my channels.
Jesus Christ. Ha! Twiggy. No, thank you.
And by the way, I have access to thousands of work stats that have not been.
Let's go. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to go into a conspiracy theory real quick. Why do you think Dogpack has dropped off the face of the earth? And have you noticed that Rosanna hasn't really said anything in a while either? Is something legal going on? And that is a question, that is not a statement of fact, nor do I know anything because I am a peon and no one tells me anything, okay? But the question is something legal going on? Because Dogpack literally fell off the face of the earth. Think about it. We haven't heard a peep from him. That one video never came out. Verse said because his stomach is in his ass. No, seriously though. Is something legal going on? You know what? You know me. I'm not about snitches, but you know, if that's what's happening, couldn't happen to a better two people. Just saying. Just saying. Probably, or they're just shutting up thinking that they can somehow avoid legal trouble since Mr. Beast confirmed that he had a case against them. Possibly, pretty. Yeah. Mara says, personally, I hope it's because he got so dragged that he hid. Probably Mr. Beast brought an action against them for defamation, especially with his show coming out. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but they shut the hell up. And Rosanna shut up after Dogpack. Dogpack just literally fell off face of the earth. And Rosanna, she chirped a little bit, but then she stopped. So I'm just wondering. Yeah, he did say that complexity when he interviewed with Oompa. He did say about looking into it. Yeah. And he said, I think didn't he say he talked to like 3 lawyers? Or he had lawyers? Whatever lawyers he talked to, they said that he had a good case. So.
Leak that, and I'm going to start leaking them. And one of them contains alleged CP.
Originally, I was going to start off the segment by saying, for those of you who've been living under a rock, but I'm pretty sure even the deepest of rock dwellers have heard in some way about the controversy surrounding Mr. Beast. Whether it's accusations of fake lotteries, employee mistreatment, or association with pedophilia, the platform's biggest YouTuber has really been under fire for the last few months. And a lot of that has been pretty much sustained by former employee Dogpack404.
This piece of shit right here. That piece of shit right there on your screen. That guy. That guy right there. Mr. I got mad that I got fired from Mr. Beast after 3 weeks. But I'm going to make it sound like I worked there for 3 months. Because I need y'all, in his mind, he needed y'all to believe that he was actually an established employee of Mr. Beast. He was there for 3 fucking weeks. Rosanna is active on Blue Sky. Okay, I'll have to try to follow her there then. I have a Blue Sky account. Hey, Seth.
And hide-and-seek champion Rosanna Pansino. Dogpack's leads have gathered a lot of interest. Rosanna has been leading the charge on Twitter, and Mr. Beast's reputation has been tarnished in some way forever. But there was one instant, just before the Soggy Cereal video and the big Mr. Beast interview, that was really just the game changer for a few people, due to how egregiously terrible it was. In fact, this was the inspiration for the entire basis of this video.
Charskull, the last time she tweeted about Jimmy was January 15th. Yeah, she chirped a little bit, but then... yeah, she's gone away. We haven't seen her in a month. I mean, as far as talking about Mr. Beast. You know? Verse says, Xylie, he really needed the Apple VR to work. It was wrongful termination. True, Verse. True. They should have got him the Apple VR. Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
It was on October 27th, 2024, when I awoke to a video from Rosanna Pansino and Dogpack titled, Mr. Beast knew all along, 1,000 plus messages leaked.
You know what? I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta go see. I gotta go see. Give me a second. We're going on a field trip, kids. We're going on a field trip. I have to go see if this video is still on that page. YouTube is so slow today.
This sounds like I might die.
Rosanna is too busy working on her tea party video, bro, and I'm going to be all up in that one. She ain't making no damn tea party video. Okay. No, it's still up. It's still up. That video is still up. This video was literally 22 minutes of misinformation. Literally 22 minutes of misinformation. Bruh. I can't believe she still has that video up. See, and being that the video was up, well, no, because if they would want the video still up, okay, so if they're in some kind of legal thing right now, she probably wouldn't be allowed to get rid of the video. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, correct. Okay, so I am correct on that. Yeah, so That was stupid. She was so fucking stupid to keep. Oh my God, she's an idiot. Oh, she pisses me off.
The video mainly focuses on a leak from an old group chat in the MrBeast company, consisting of old, edgy NSFW memes. The most suspicious messages here are from the very dodgy Chris Tyson, and these logs are used to imply that MrBeast had some sort of knowledge of their predatory behavior.
Oh my God, do y'all remember that stream Nick did? They had just called him out on Twitter, and Nick turned around and did a last-minute stream where he proved them wrong about it being a work group chat. That was amazing stream. Remember when Rosanna was spurging the fuck out in the chat? Oh my God, that was an amazing stream. It was beautiful. Oh God, it was amazing time. It was so amazing. She was spurging the fuck out in the chat. Hell yeah.
But that wasn't what stood out to me. In this video, Rosanna and Dogpack accused Chris Tyson of downloading and sending CP to this group chat, depicting a 13-year-old Ivanka Trump. But in the original thumbnails, and yes, that's thumbnails with an S, Rosanna features the CP image of the 13-year-old alongside her thumbnail scowl. This image is only centered by a meager couple of red bars and a blur across her face.
Because they are retarded. This is what retardation looks like in a YouTuber. You thought it was CP. And you put it on your okay, first of all, you thought it was CP and you downloaded it, okay? Then, on top of downloading it, you had to have passed it off because remember, it was Dogpack who downloaded it, but somehow Rosanna got a hold of it. Gee, I wonder why. She downloaded it, or her thumbnail maker downloaded it, and they put it on the fucking thumbnail. What? How many levels of idiocy are we dealing with here? What did Crash do? Why are y'all saying Crash no? What the hell did Crash do? Okay. Y'all had me scared there for a moment.
This was done by Dogpack, who admitted to downloading the image, looking for censored versions, and then modifying the image before putting it there. This is all obviously direct.
Yeah, but whoever made Rosanna's thumbnail had to have downloaded it from Dogpack, and y'all were thinking it was CP. Which, you're fucking stupid because it was Ivanka Trump. It wasn't like, it obviously was a professional picture. It was very obvious it was Ivanka Trump. Like, what? Idiots. Idiots. They're all idiots.
Arranged. Not only are you clickbaiting using an image that you genuinely believe could be CP, but you've also censored it so inadequately. Even if you had to somehow put it there and you had to censor, would a more aggressive blur not suffice? Did you really have to put censored CP in the thumbnail? It's so ironic that Dogpack even brings up these specific paragraphs regarding possession of these materials in the video. And not only that, they only—
He literally brought up the actual law in which I would apply to him too. And yes, Complexity, you're right. Remember, they got they so happened to, according to them, got permission from the FBI to do it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
only mentioned any reports of this image to the authorities after getting backlash, at which point they decided that they had already done it from the start.
Yes, Verse, it was. It was a Google search away. And not only could you find that picture of Ivanka Trump, but you found out what the magazine was too. It's amazing what you can find on fucking Google. It's absolutely amazing what you can Google these days, you know, and what real proof about things you can find these days. It's absolutely amazing. Too bad Dogpack didn't do that. Too bad Rosanna Pansino uploaded this stupid ass video on her channel like a dummy. I'm telling you, if they get sued for slander, I ain't gonna feel bad for them. Serves them right. They wouldn't stop.
but I guess they didn't bother to put that in the video for whatever reason. Now, you may be asking yourself, Toastify, if this is an illegal image, why are you showing me it? What kind of a disgusting hypocrite are you? Well, dear viewer, to make this whole situation even more of a show, someone found around a day later that this image wasn't even CP. Ivanka Trump was 18 at the time of taking the picture, which makes Dogpack and Rosanna look even more incompetent for their effort and research into an incredibly sensitive topic. And reminder, every action they'd taken up to this point with this photo was under the implication that this could—
Pause. I remember when Paige Christie found it and she put the magazine and everything up there, and I was like, it made no damn sense that picture would have been her at what age were they trying to say she was? 13 or 15? Didn't matter, under 18. Like, bruh, come on now.
could have been illegal material. Additionally, we have to talk about the audience that this was published to. Dogpack's followers is one thing, but this was posted to Rosanna Pansino's channel, where she bakes cupcakes to an audience of 14 million subscribers. I'm pretty sure you could assume how old the average Rosanna viewer is. I want to stress that this whole issue was totally avoidable from the start. If you look at the paragraph below the image, Chris Tyson completely describes what they believe the image to be.
Yeah, it was 13. He, at the time, explained what it was. I think it was he at the time, or she. We'll just say she. She explained what it was. And you can even find the old Twitter thread it came from, you know? Complexity 499, never forget they went after Jimmy with this BS, but didn't go after the guy who took the picture and actually was a yes. Yes. And that was the initial... The whole thread was about the guy, I believe, who owned the modeling agency. And that's where the picture of Ivanka was inserted into that thread. So...
So why show the image in the video and the thumbnail when the paragraph could have just worked fine and would have made Mr. Beast look worse? The focus on using a perceived image of CP reeks of a thirst for sensationalism in any way possible, and if you still disagree, consider that Dogpack was putting out trailers prior to this video's release, sending out CP teasers to other prominent commentary channels.
That Ava and Jimmy and all these other employees put in the work chats is far more inappropriate than anything I ever said. And by the way, I have access to thousands of work chats that have not been leaked yet, and I'm going to start leaking them, and one of them contains alleged CP.
Again, so many levels of irony to this whole thing. If you read the group chat and the paragraph, Chris Tyson is actually condemning the image in a sense of disgust. Now, obviously, that's not a justification.
Yeah. Sure did.
Group chat and the paragraph, Chris Tyson is actually condemning the image in a sense of disgust. Now, obviously, that's not a justification for Chris Tyson downloading and showing what they believe to be CP in any context, but I am just saying it is very funny that both Chris and Dogpack and Rosanna downloaded what they believe to be illegal material for a righteous reason, to make other people aware of the horrors that were going on. Unbelievably, this isn't even the only big fault.
And that also does not give a pass to Ava Chris Tyson for everything else. Shadman art. How they were in that Discord. No, wood chipper. Wood chipper. Okay? Let's not get that twisted. A broke clock is right twice a day. Wood chipper. Yeah, nothing changes that. 100%.
False claim made in this video. Rosanna has, and I believe continues to state, that this group chat was a company work chat for Mr. Beast's company.
I have received thousands of leaked messages from an official Mr. Beast work chat. These are all just their work chats from 2020 to about 2021. Again, this is a work chat, which is apparently very important for a work chat. Top priority, professional work chat happening here.
But that's just not true. Thanks to a leak from Nicholas Diorio, we were able to find out that
Yeah, baby, let's go. Oh, that was a good time. That was such a good time. Oh, that was amazing. And see her like crashing out in the chat was hilarious.
this group chat was made and titled as an NSFW meme chat. Users messaged and emphasized it was not a company chat, and it was only made as one in July 2021, after which there were barely any messages. Is it a bad idea to change a former NSFW meme chat into a company work chat? Absolutely. But the implication that Rosanna and by association Dogpack are making is far from the actual truth. Rosanna and Dogpack's only response to this was jumping to the assumption that
This was her spurging out in the chat. This was. Oh, God.
Everyone criticizing them also approves of every single message that Chris Tyson sent in the group chat, which is something no one had even brought up in this case because the criticism is on the accusers. You can both dislike what Chris put in the group chat and also condemn the total advertising of what Dogpack and Rosanna initially believed was illegal material. I think this criticism is almost necessary. If you're going after such a large target like Mr. Beast, you should have all your bullets in order.
Oh, wait, something else I want to show y'all too. Another thing. Okay, hold on.
And also condemn the.
Okay. So, you see this thumbnail here, right? And it says Mr. Beast main. And then you see this picture and it says age 17. And then it's Mr. Beast right here saying Chris would love this. When Mr. Beast said in the group chat, Chris would love this, it was about an anime. And supposedly a wholesome anime from what people told me. I don't know anime, but it's from what like people in my chat were telling me, okay? To the anime watchers out there. It wasn't about an age 17 girl in a picture. But the way they made this thumbnail look, Chris would love this. They made it look like it was that. Like, bruh.
The total advertising of what Dogpack and Rosanna initially believed was illegal material. I think this criticism is almost necessary. If you're going after such a large target like Mr. Beast, you should have all your bullets in order. Now, many who saw this were completely shocked by the utter incompetence on display, but this was not the first major slip-up from Dogpack in the Mr. Beast saga. We're gonna move Rosanna to the side for now, because months prior, Dogpack had released his third video in a series of Mr. Beast exposés. After a decent look into various controversies in part 1, and mostly interview with a weepy comedian in part 2, kind of part 3 was a lot of speculation and rumors. This one mainly.
You know what? He's been quiet too. What was it? Oh my God, what was his name again? What was the comedian's name again? What was Jake? No, it's not. Yeah, Jake Weddle. Yeah, Jake Weddle. He's been quiet too. Why has he been so quiet? Huh? Crash is like, thank God. Well, he got his vengeance. His vengeance was, well, not his vengeance, but his karma came back to him through his crazy ass ex-girlfriend. That was funny. True, Midna. She did. You're not wrong.
Went at two people involved with the Mr. Beast company, LaCoya Hill and James Warren. The focus here is going to be more on James Warren. I think Dogpack presents a much stronger case with LaCoya Hill, but the first case is so weak to a defamatory degree. In this video, Dogpack kicks it off by talking about James Warren, introducing him as Mr. Beast's cousin and the CEO of the Mr. Beast company, and also introducing his aggressive behavior, bringing up the fact that apparently he has domestic abuse charges against him by the state of North Carolina. And you're thinking, oh my god, if the CEO of the Mr. Beast company is a domestic abuser, that's a huge deal. So what more information can we gauge on this?
I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and hits his girlfriends. There's allegedly domestic violence charges that were filed against him. And I say allegedly because it turns out there's a lot of people in North Carolina named James Warren who assault their girlfriends, I guess. So,
Oh, so you don't even know if the James Warren that's involved with Mr. Beast has even been charged with domestic abuse at all.
It turns out there's a lot of people in North Carolina named James Warren who assault their girlfriends.
You're such an idiot. Like, why? Such an idiot. Like, I don't even understand why he even thought that was a good idea. I really don't.
I guess. So I'm still having people look into these cases, specifically that surprise witness on YouTube. She's been super helpful in like behind the scenes, just submitting freedom of information requests.
Yeah, this is completely insane. Levying serious claims against a man who you aren't even sure has been charged with domestic abuse is incredibly negligent and irresponsible. If you didn't know what he was and you still had people looking into it, why would you include this in the video?
And that's another one too. If you notice surprise witness, you notice that she dropped out of that race really early. She dropped out of that race when he started getting called out for the James Warren shit. She completely left it all behind. She didn't make another Mr. Beast video. She was done. She stepped away from it. because she saw the shit he was getting. Yeah, Blake, you're not wrong. Dogpack's proof was trust me, bro. Yeah, no, all of his shit was trust me, bro. That's all he went by was trust me, bros.
At all. And it's not like he doesn't understand legal cases. Later in the video, he mentions that James Warren was involved in a Ponzi scheme and brings up court documents. Unless, of course, this is also a different James Warren from North Carolina. After this video, Dogpack had to concede on Twitter and admitted that the domestic violence claim against James Warren was against a completely different person, meaning he did just defame an innocent man. And even then, it took a month or even longer than that before this video was delisted from the public view, after over 3 million people watched it and saw blatant misinformation. Even without that, there's points here that just don't make sense to me. Dogpack tries to make—
You know why Dogpack did that? Cope and Seed went on Twitter and they broke down how they didn't believe that the James Warren he was talking about was the James Warren with that kind of case. They literally broke it down on Twitter.
Make an implicit point about James Warren being shady because since being called out by name in a previous video, he's removed his social media, when obviously a guy who isn't a public figure would do that if you've directly named him to millions of people.
After I called out James Warren by name in my last video, his Instagram and Facebook got taken down and his LinkedIn got taken down. So quick profile on James Warren. He's Jimmy's cousin and secret CEO, and I say secret because, you know, they're not very open about that fact. Like, he doesn't post about it on social media. It wasn't ever attached to his LinkedIn. He's never featured or really referenced anywhere.
Considering the instant decay of Dogpack's allegation of domestic abuse as soon as it was out, it makes it hard for us to believe any of the other claims made against James Warren, when most of them are based on anonymous testimonies. Such a f*** up like this has already scarred how reputable you are. Throwing out unsubstantiated claims of drug abuse with hookers and editors, psychopathy and abuse towards girlfriends, a weird incident between him and another woman at the company, and yes, this is how much information we get about this whole segment is a lawyer's nightmare. So when people talk to me and they lament about how the Mr. B stuff has kind of died off without him getting a relatively fair shakedown, I'm not particularly surprised. When these were our chief investigators, clickbaiting what they believe to be CP, making totally false allegations, only to get egg on their faces, you just knew something like this was going to happen.
And even in the video, right? In the video, they made it sound like, remember that Discord I was talking about with Ava Chris Tyson? It was Ava's Discord. They made it sound like that Discord belonged to Mr. Beast. When Mr. Beast was just in that Discord, it was not Mr. Beast's Discord. But they made it sound like in that video, that Discord belonged to Mr. Beast. There is so much misinformation in that video, it's astounding. It is absolutely astounding. There is no way you'd be able to cut out the misinformation in that video and still have a video left. It was crazy.
Both these incidents reek of total militia, desperation to get as many dunks on Mr. Beast, cutting incredibly crucial corners in the process, and all because they wanted to show the image of what they thought was CP for sensationalism. Permanent stains have been embedded on the case against Jimmy. So a big well done to our American heroes.
By the way, Game & Witch, everybody just told me you were late by telling you not to tell me so I wouldn't get mad at you for being late. So, thank the chat for snitching on you because they snitched on you. Okay? They snitched. You're late. Why are you late? Ma'am, we started this live stream an hour and 25 minutes ago. Where have you been? Ma'am, I'm not on this channel like I used to be. I'm not on here 5 to 6 days a week. Where have you been? You are late. I took attendance? You weren't here. Like what? Seth, shut up. Stop your shit. I was sitting in a Discord call playing games. Okay, that's a good enough excuse. You're good. How you doing, Game & Witch? I haven't seen you in a while. At least they showed up. I'm not even here. Hey, Skip! Hey, best friend.
Made the decision. Here, we will take care of it.
I appreciate that. Can I please have a second chance?
Skip's mad at me right now, y'all. Skip's mad at me. I don't blame her for being mad at me. Don't get me wrong. She's not in the wrong. I am. Okay? She's in the right. But she's kind of mad at me right now. Okay? But I love her. And I've already apologized. Okay? So, just to let you know, I've already apologized. And hopefully she won't be mad at me in 24 hours. Oh my God, Xylie, what did you do? How could you even fuck up? You're perfect. Okay, I know. Listen, I know y'all look at me as someone who can never mess up, all right? Someone who is, one might say, perfect, all right? I get it. I understand, all right? But just to let y'all know, I hate to break it to you, I too fuck up. You know? I know it's hard to hear, but it's true. Okay? So, just to let y'all know. I think we need Baby Billy. Medley, I think you need to shut the fuck up. First of all, are we on Rewind Night right now? No. We're on Xylie Gets Real. There is no Baby Billy here. All right? Just saying. Just saying. Xylie is never late to her own stream. Okay, we know that's not true. Y'all were throwing a seance the last time I was late to a stream. Remember when I was an hour late to a stream and all of a sudden I look into the chat when I finally woke up and y'all had candles up and y'all were holding a fucking seance to get me on the stream? Like what? Y'all are crazy. I have psychopaths in my freaking chat. Bruh. Good God. All right, conclusion. We're almost done with this shit. Wait, how are we in the damn conclusion? Oh, there's a bonus. Okay, that's a bonus. I was like, wait a minute, we're not even, what? We're 2/3 through the video. How am I at a conclusion?
CP? Dude, I love CP. If they're trans, automatically approved. Doesn't matter what they did.
To close this.
Toastify, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Toastify, why did you do that? Now I'm gonna have to explain to my audience who don't know who Boblax is to know what he was actually saying. Why did you do that, Toastify? Oh my God, you petty little asshole. Toastify is a petty little asshole. Don't laugh. Don't encourage this shit. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. So, what I'm about to show you again is a perfect example of why I pre-read donations before I read them out loud. I'm not going into all that complexity. Thank you. You mean you gotta explain who man she is? I'm not doing all that, but I am going to explain this.
CP.
Okay, you see this word here, CP? That was the name of the person who donated to Boblax. And he just read it. Yes. And Boblax fell for it. And this is a perfect example why Crash and Teddy are always trying to hem me up with some bullshit. And this is the reason why they have trained me to pre-read donations before I read them out loud. Okay?
Dude.
Yes, Crash.
I love CP. If they're trans, automatically approved. Doesn't matter what they did.
To close this off.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Toastify is such a petty little asshole. I respect it. I respect it.
I'd first of all like to establish that you shouldn't let the relatively small roster on this video mislead you into believing this is uncommon. There have been plenty of cases like this that deserve their own videos. For example, I didn't really want to rehash the whole Mama Max saga with the whole mega folders because everyone else has already covered the story.
Yeah, we don't have to. Please, listen. The only Mama Max news I want is if he fucks up again, or if he comes back and acts like nothing happened, or even tries to come back and explain what he did. That's the only Mama Max news. Let's not rehash that shit. That was a great time. The beginning of 2024 was a beautiful moment in this community because everybody swooped down like the goddamn Avengers on this motherfucker. And he absolutely deserved it. But I am not trying to rehash that shit. Tommy C stays winning. True.
To death, including me, and stories of the past like the Instagram wake-up movement are from ages ago and implicate a group of people, most of which have since changed. I wanted to cover cases that wouldn't usually stand on their own, and I clumped them together to convey this message. It should be set in stone that these situations aren't just a vapid daily topic of the week. Not to say it demands severity. If you want to cover this by laughing about it and making jokes, feel free to, but regardless of how you cover it, you need to check yourself and how you're handling this in terms of legality. It could you over. And I feel like people are afraid of giving this critique itself, because brain-damaged idiots will twist it into a defense of the accused, usually the predators, the people on the other end. But one action does not equal another. As I've said before, just because I'm critiquing these people for their insanely bad handling these situations does not mean in any way that I stand by the people they're criticizing. This kind of criticism is necessary. Waterproofing this gets people a better chance of an actual investigation and real consequences.
Perfect example, like how I bitch about the ACC because they don't self-police. You know? Or what do I always say about the commentary community? They always hate us until they need us. Because you have a lot of communities out there that do not self-police whatsoever. And they need other communities to come in and go, yo, what the fuck is going on here? What the hell? What the... And that's what happened to the ACC. They let so much shit go on that other people had to step in that wasn't even part of that community and call them out for their shit. You know?
So, you are not in the clear with handling CP just because you're doing it for a righteous cause. One last thing I'll clarify is that it's unfair for me to say that people don't make mistakes. I've even done it recently when I forgot to adequately censor blurry images of lolly porn in my retro dubs video, but it's how people correct their mistakes, and it's how they've handled other situations like this that is telling of their character. In the cases here, it's clear there is some sort of an ulterior motive, whether that be clout, heroism, or desperation to get whatever own you can on your subject. Now, usually this is where we would wrap things up, but I'm sure you've noticed that there's quite a bit left of this video, and that's for good reason.
Okay, I will say to his conclusion, listen, you know, even I've made a mistake with that kind of shit before, right? But I would never purposely, maliciously ever do that. I would never do that purposely and maliciously, you know? But you got to get called out for it. I got called out for it, and I deserved it. I deserved the call out for it. It's over with now. Made my mistake. Turned around. Fixed it. And now I'm very careful with how I deal with things like that from now on. You know? But if you don't learn from it, somebody's got to check you on it. You know? Somebody always... Listen, somebody's going to check you for it. Deservingly so. So...
Before we end, we need to address one topic, settle a score, correct the record on a man I've duly covered before. Someone who responded by doing exactly what we've been hammering against this entire video.
Again, a very tiny age gap. I don't like to date very young people. I believe she's 15. She looks 15. It's not like I can touch her or anything.
A few months ago, I covered the allegations made against Lucas or Ouijipie, who despite his silly name is a French YouTuber with over 2 million subscribers who makes comedy animations with Nintendo characters. If you don't know the situation, I'll give you the spark notes. Ouijipie has basically been under a multitude of allegations that stretch back to 2021. Many people have accused him of actions ranging from making them uncomfortable to straight up preying on them.
Intimidation, blackmail, threatening ex-girlfriend, grooming a 13-year-old at 18, grooming a 12-year-old at 16, sexual Jesus Christ. Okay, so those are the allegations, apparently. Yeah, I remember the movie Cooties, yeah.
with the worst situation involving a supposed 13-year-old whilst he
Oh, Olivia. Yeah, actually, yeah, that movie was done in French, wasn't it? Like in France or whatever? It was like based in France or something. Oh, Lord have mercy.
from making them uncomfortable to straight up preying on them, with the worst situation involving a supposed 13-year-old whilst he was 18. The situation is being brought up again because Luke has made a new and much more comprehensive response to these allegations, as opposed to the falsely oblivious one that he made earlier last year. Given that I've made a video covering a situation comprehensively, I have an obligation to at least acknowledge and respond to what he has to say, especially considering how much he dodges these serious claims against him, in my opinion. But I'm honestly surprised that people press me to go at this as if it was something damning. You're telling me this is a good document when he literally uses the Drake defense of, if I was f***ing these young girls, I would have already been arrested, except now it's, if I still kept the video that's CP, I would have already had CP charges by now. This response that we're going to be picking apart today was actually issued all the way back in early December of last year. So why the delay on this video? Well, first off, it was Christmas, I was busy working on a huge project, and then busy with family and friends. But also, during its initial release, and I believe to this day, WouijaPie's website includes badly censored nudes of minors. Again, for the...
Wait, what? What?
believe to this day, WouijaPie's website includes badly censored nudes of minors.
Why? Apparently, WouijaPie has now made a response via a website. I posted a tweet about it without reading, but someone informed me that apparently a minor's nudes, poorly censored, are in the document further down, so I'm not touching that shit until someone has a better version. Why? Why would you do that? Oh my God. Yeah, Spacefish. He a fan? He a fan?
Again, for the love of God, do not include illegal material in your responses,
Yeah,
especially when you're hosting it on a website. Yes, I know, a website. Apparently the days of Twitlongers are over. Now you can issue a response and harvest everyone's IP addresses. Rather than a response to the many YouTubers who have boiled down this complex set of allegations into an easily understandable video, WouijaPie instead goes at the original document creators, accusing them of hypocrisy and later sheltering weird individuals. Serious claims to make, but this isn't really what we're here for. Most of the YouTubers covering this are not particularly affiliated to the document makers, apart from maybe a couple of DMs asking for clarification. So why would I respond to an allegation against a group of people that I'm not a part of? I'm not here for Hushmush 14 allegations, I'm here to talk about WouijaPie. In fact, I'm inclined to believe that this is WouijaPie's direct intention, to create a blanket accusation against these people that conveniently discredits everyone against him. It's certainly the sentiment he had when he...
So basically, it's a no you type of situation. Like you point in the opposite direction and get people to go that way. That's what it sounds like.
He first responded to my video, calling me corrupt and claiming I'm directly friends with the people lying about me, which is just flat out false. I only know these people because of their involvement in the situation, and of the few DMs I've sent, they've all been focused on exactly that. Also, apparently I didn't look into / cover one bit of the things I decided to speak up about. First of all, this is just not true. I did briefly cover and mention the false allegations made by WouijaPie's ex-girlfriend. We're not going to go over this in detail because it's outdated.
Okay, so I'm going to skip this part. I'm not going to... Because this whole thing right here, I do not understand. Like, I don't know this story at all. But besides that point, that was a good video. That was a good video. My boy Toastify did good. Yes, throwing shit at a wall. No, Toastify did good, as always. I don't know the WouijaPie, and I feel like to understand what he's saying with this last section, I would have to know the story. What else are we going over? Nothing. We're not going over anything else. Crash. Why is there always grooming allegations with YouTubers? Like, there's never an organ harvesting allegations towards YouTubers. Diversify your crime, guys. True, Crash. True. It's always some pedo shit, Crash. Always. Charm Skull, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't covered one bit of the Destiny shit, and I'm not going to. Because everybody else is covering it extensively, and I'm not touching it. I'm gonna be honest. But I heard J-Stalk dropped them. You know? So. Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, like Nick's been covering it. Willie made his video covering it. You know, enough people have covered it that listen. Here's the problem with the Destiny stuff and the reason why I'm not covering it. I am so busy over there in the locale mines that I simply did not have time to cover it at all. Because to cover one part, you had to cover everything else. And I'm struggling to stream 2 times a week on this channel, let alone the multiple streams it would have took. You know what I mean? So. And plus, like, people like Anstan, they're like, I want a break. So. I appreciate everybody covering it, though, but me, nah. Nah. Nah, 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 nah. Oh God, where am I going? I'm going. All right, let's go here. And then let's go here. All right, so thank you for coming out. And says like, see, Xylie gets me. Thank you for coming out. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm hoping to stream tomorrow, but I have a feeling I'm going to pass out and sleep for like 12 hours. So I want to get out of here. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you to the chatters. And once again, thank you to my lurkers. You know, I love my lurkers. And I'm going to get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. If you want to check me out later tonight, me and Billy the Fridge, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live over on Locale Rewind. And I will talk to y'all later. And don't worry, I'll come home earlier from getting the milk. I promise. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace out.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me.
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me.
Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss, oh, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.